Welcome back. What's old is new again, as Netflix is reportedly in talks with Spotify to bring live and unscripted programming like music specials or celebrity interviews to its platform. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. If so, what does that mean for traditional TV? And is it a good move? Let's ask Rosenblatt Securities senior analyst Barton Crockett and Mark Douglas, head of publicly traded advertising tech firm Mountain. Congrats again on that, Mark. And
Thank you.
I'll give you the first word here. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things I think makes a lot of sense for Netflix to be pursuing live programming is you can have unique shows around the world. Like one of the most popular shows right now, which is the dating show. That's the U.S. one. They have versions all over the world. So it's a way to localize content, bring content that doesn't really cost that much to produce, and attract more users worldwide, where they're going to get most of their growth.
I think, Mark, people want to eye roll about it because it's like they are taking a page from cable TV 20 years ago. You know, there's going to be a star search with interactive voting and, it's like American Idol, right? Like, and I get it, but at the same time, that's the power of the platform. Once you have it, you do the stuff that you know works.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it just is so easy to replicate, and it keeps viewers engaged. Like, I'm a big fan of some of these shows. I'm like watching these things every night. Like, and so it just makes perfect sense for them. It's also hard to execute. And so what's great about that, if you want to lead in the business, do the things that are the hardest, because the competition can't keep up.
Barton, would you pour any cold water on this, or is the cold water only reserved for the legacy players?
Yeah, I think the cold water is mainly on the legacy players. Netflix has been an incredible success. We've got a buy rating on it, and our price target of over $1,500 has been at or near the highest price target on the street this year. And the stock's up 40% year to date. So, so far this year, our stance has been, I think, verified by the market. But I think the Netflix does have a challenge, right? I mean, as great as they've been, their viewership share over the past year plus on the Nielsen measure in the U.S. has been pretty flat. And YouTube has been growing and is, supplanted Netflix as the top streamer. So they have to lean into new ways to build viewership. Reality could be one way, but, YouTube-style content could be another.
They also, Squid Game, for what it's worth, 60 million views. New all-time high. That was for the third and final season, which debuted last Friday. These numbers are crazy. Mark, you could say, look, this becomes a race to the bottom in some ways. Like, is there something to be said for Netflix kind of sticking with top-tier kind of content, the stuff that made it great, instead of what some might describe this as kind of now playing to the lowest common? I don't think Maury Povich is coming, but I hear he's got a new podcast or something.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest advantage Netflix always has, it's the first place most people think to go when they turn on their TV. And it's just an incredible advantage. We talked about this before. It allows them to turn like a female fight, which typically in the past hasn't had great ratings, into one of the highest rated fights of all time, another form of their live content. So as long as you have consumers coming to you first, you want a mixture of these top tier shows, but you also want new content that isn't that expensive to produce, like live programming, like dating shows, like, soccer, football in Europe and things like that, that you can produce and put out there and attract those viewers worldwide.